Under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, G20 will keep moving forward.
Long believed that the relationship between the United States and India is will be one of the defining relationships of the 21st century.
There's of course the G20 in New Delhi, and I absolutely can't wait to be there.
भारत मदर ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी है। हम राष्ट्र को भी एक परिवार के रूप में देखते हैं और विश्व को भी एक परिवार मानते हैं। वसुधैव कुटुंबकम।
Our effort is really to use the G20 to make the world ready for India and India ready for the world.
Lights, camera and the world stage is set for India's spotlight moment. It is touchdown New Delhi as the world's most powerful heads of state converge in the national capital for the 18th edition of the G20 meet on the 9th and 10th of September 2023. The powerful G20 countries are meeting at a time of great geopolitical strife and economic instability. At such a time, India's leadership promises to be one of inclusivity, compassion and cooperation. Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, one earth, one family and one future is India and Prime Minister Modi's message to the world.
For the Ministry of External Affairs and for us diplomats, this is like a Chandrayaan 3 movement.
Every Indian can feel proud of the fact that we will have, in many senses, one of the most unique and unprecedented presidencies of this very important organization.
I'm the G20 Sherpa. That means my job is to enable my leader, who's the Prime Minister, to reach on top of the Mount Everest.
Founded in 1999, after the global financial crisis of 1997-98 as a forum for finance ministers and central bank governors, the G20 is indeed the Mount Everest, where the world's largest economies converge. This is where global governance is shaped to address international challenges and seek collective cooperation to geopolitical, strategic, economic, social and environmental challenges. The Group of 20 or the G20 comprise 19 countries and the European Union. And here's some interesting trivia. G20 is not about 20 countries. It's actually about 43. 19 countries plus 27 members of the European Union. Together, the G20 members represent around 85% of the global GDP, over 75% of global trade, and about 2/3 of the world's population. For India, taking over the G20 presidency in 2023 is a rightful assertion of its power in the global south.
Our intention is very much to be a champion of global south.
What is the global south? These are the developing nations of the world, which together make up 39% of the world GDP and face the biggest impact of the world's challenges. Emerging economies of Latin America, Africa and Asia make up the global south. India has consistently championed their voices and will use the G20 platform to further amplify their aspirations.
Not only the G20, but even earlier when we conduct foreign policy, our approach is human-centric globalization. How can India contribute to the larger global common good? How can we as a country that today is the fastest growing large economy in the world, a country that has just successfully landed its spacecraft on the moon, a country that is at the leading edges of digital public infrastructure and digital transformations. We have, in many senses, created the example of a successful and inclusive development model that we can share with the rest of the world.
Job losses, business closures, and disruptions in international trade impact most nations. The world will need India's newfound confidence to lead the global economic recovery and restoration of peace.
For the first time, as president of G20, India has played a very key and critical role in bringing around the key priorities. One is that important to understand that the world is getting into a recession. Germany has just gone into a recession. So 1/3 of the world is in recession. The post-COVID era has seen a vast segment of population go below the poverty line. And it's very important that we build up strong, sustainable, inclusive growth.
With the world transitioning to multipolarity, aligning interests and strengths are the need of the hour. Through the G20 Presidency, India has the opportunity to contribute to this new and exciting multipolar global future. The G7, since its formation, was an elite club that kept emerging powers such as India out. Therefore, 21st century global governance saw the emergence of a number of more democratic forums in which India has played a pivotal role, such as the SCO, BRICS, and G20.
India has assumed the G20 presidency at a moment when India is mattering more and more to the world. We also today have demonstrated a capability. We have demonstrated a capability of helping other countries.
Hectic preparations are on for this mega international event. Let's take you through some glimpses of what's happening on the ground in New Delhi. One of the big tasks is keeping the heads of state secure. Security has been beefed up in the national capital. Around 130,000 officers will be deployed as India hosts the world's most powerful leaders. New Delhi will also deploy anti-drone systems to prevent any aerial threats. India has leased 20 bulletproof limousines for the world leaders at a cost of 18 crore rupees. New Delhi's borders will remain closely guarded from the 8th to the 10th of September.
That's a part of our, hospitality arrangement and providing adequate security. Yes, we have so far, almost hosted 200 meetings, and we are very much, it's gratifying to know that all meetings have gone, they have been incident-free. So going by the reputation of India, we have to make all arrangements, go out of the way to ensure fullest security to visiting delegations.
A battery of the foreign press and our own media will get to cover the G20 extravaganza. The Ministry for External Affairs shared a glimpse of the arrangement for the media and the briefing rooms, especially created for the G20 summit.
Here behind me, and I'll take you here, is the workstations for hundreds of journalists, and on that side are the briefing rooms that are being created specifically for special briefings, and you have also other facilities here. In addition, we have one more floor above this of the similar size, so you can imagine the large facility that is being built here, now almost ready to welcome journalists from across the world.
The 9th and 10th of September 2023 at the Bharat Mandapam promise to herald a new chapter for India on the global geopolitical stage. Power, pomp and prowess will be on full display as India leaves no stone unturned to wow the leaders of the world.